Hi YouTube, are you gonna help me bake cupcakes?
I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles and all that you do.
Hey Rooms. So today I've decided that I'm going to have a cupcake and wine night. Because let's face it, what isn't better than cupcakes and wine? Well, probably world peace and probably a lot of other things, but I'm just saying for now, cupcake and wine night. So cupcakes and wine night, because A, it's Friday, and no, I'm not about to sing that Rebecca Black song because that is just silly. But also because I turned 21 a little bit over a week ago, and I don't really know much about wine. So there are lots of different types of wine out there. There are whites, there are reds, and there are blushes. There's also different varieties among the whites, among the reds, and among the blushes. For instance, white Zinfandel is different than like a true blush wine. Also, Pinot Noir is different than like a Cabernet or a Merlot. And so it's important for me as a newly 21-year-old person to figure out what kind of wine I like. Some are sweet, some are dry, some are in between. And so having a cupcakes and wine night makes it really easy for me to figure out exactly what kind of wine I want. Also, I really need to bake cupcakes because it's been so long, and if I don't bake, I die. So I'm definitely ready to bake here. I've got my lovely KitchenAid mixer. Yeah, I've also got my tins ready to go. And, just in case, got my Dr. Who apron on, because I'm rude and I'm not ginger. So I'm ready to go. So let's get baking. I think one of the most important things that people need to understand about baking is that it's a science. It's like chemistry. You can't really screw up the recipe. You can kind of, go off it a little bit, maybe add chocolate or something, but you can't really just kind of wing it. That's what cooking is for. Also follow the directions. If you don't follow the directions, you're just asking for trouble. Here's a tip for you. When you're cracking an egg, always crack it in a clear plastic or glass container. That way, if you get eggshells in it, you can just kind of dig them out instead of getting them straight into your batter, which makes it really hard to find and take them out. Because eggshells in your batter is disgusting. I've actually yet to perfect the one-hand egg cracking method, but hopefully one day we'll be able to. When mixing your ingredients together, it's almost always easier if you just separate each one when you're adding them, especially liquid ingredients to dry ingredients. That way nothing splashes and everything turns out okay. So, here we go. We're gonna turn up the volume here. It's also important to be careful when you turn up your speed on your speed mixer, or else you might have stuff flying around, so be very careful about that. Remember that cake batter is often thinner than brownie batter or any sort of cookie batter, so make sure it's a little bit runny. An important tool that you'll need for baking is this. And I know what you're thinking, oh, it's just an ice cream scoop, you can only use it for... No! You can use it for baking. It is great for cookies and it is great for cupcakes because it gives out perfect portions, and it's really easy to clean. I don't really know how this video ended up into a kind of Katie's Own baking show, but it did. In fact, I wasn't even going to do this for a video. I was going to do something else. I was going to go outside and I was going to create this magnificent video about the beauty of nature and the wonderful ability of humanity and how great life is and how great it is to be human and the human condition. Because, you know what? Things in life don't really go according to plan. And so now here you are, watching me scoop out a bunch of dough and putting it into paper cups in order to be baked into cupcakes. And while there's nothing wrong with cupcakes, I just don't think it's very entertaining. I mean, it's not a book. Well, I mean, not that books aren't entertaining, but you know how books just aren't the same as movies, and movies are what we need in this fast-paced kind of generation. We don't have very good attention span skills. And watching this video of me just scooping out cupcakes one by one isn't the most entertaining thing in the world. But I tell you, I wasn't planning on doing this because things don't go according to plan. I wasn't planning on going to Creighton. I wasn't planning on becoming a biology major. I wasn't planning on not going to med school. But here I am, against the plan that I already planned, and I'm doing whatever it is that comes to me. And I think that's the cool thing about life, that we don't really follow our plans, that we kind of go off the map and get lost and find out what we really want to do with our lives. Because the most important thing in life isn't necessarily the journey or the destination. It's the things that make the journey, that make the destination worthwhile. I'm sure a lot of people didn't intend to do certain things with their life, but here they are, years later, doing exactly what they wanted and enjoying it. And when they were younger, they thought they had different aspirations for themselves. But now, when they look at themselves in the mirror and they see themselves 21, 31, 41, 51 years old, and they think, hey, I had a pretty good life. I did a pretty good thing. Even if it wasn't what I planned, it turned out alright. And I think that's the same, even though this video isn't the same as life. Okay, so the best thing about cupcakes, besides making them, is when they're done and you pull them out of the oven and it makes the whole house smell like chocolate. Oh yeah. And there you have it, the most beautiful cupcake on the planet. Sorry this video is so long. I'll try not to make any more long videos, but I also just wanted to share with you that the maintenance guy came the other day and he left this really adorable note for us. It's this thing, and he's talking about like how he fixed the garbage disposal and he like replaced the drapes and everything, and he's like, all stuff is fixed, Jose. It's really cute. So I hope everything's going well. I hope you are going to have fun at Totus Tuus, and I will see you soon. So peace out. Woo! If you want the recipe for the cupcakes in this video, there should be a link to my blog somewhere on this page. Otherwise, if you have any comments about, you know, baking, or maybe you have a really good recipe that you want to share, go ahead and leave them down here in these imaginary pants of mine. Okay.